what's up? Welcome to the Chill Vibe Sports Podcast with your host Pate and your co-host Jordan, where we talk sports without the clickbait. Now, with that being said, don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Chill V Podcast, where we have all our links to our social media in the bio. And also, if you have any recommendations for what we're going to talk about, just email us at chillvibessportspod@gmail.com. We had some scheduling changes, so I think we're going to be coming at you guys Friday. We're record on Thursday, release on Friday for the foreseeable future. If that sounds good to Jordan, and that's what we're doing right now.
Oh yeah, hey, I'm about to say, I know we've been kind of all over the place some days, but I think we found that sweet spot. Record Thursday, release on Friday. So, yes, sir.
Yeah, I think that's going to work good for us. So what we're going to do this week, we're going to talk about the top free agents, the teams that need that. So we're going to go through each position group that anybody would want to talk about. We're not going to talk about offensive line because that could kind of get boring, and I don't know a lot about it. So we're going to just go through as many of these as we can this week. If we get on like a topic for a little while, we might split it up into two. Who knows? But we'll find out by the end of the episode. So, Jordan, we're going to go ahead and start with wide receivers, which is going to be the best group of free agents this year, by far, probably. This is a really, really stacked wide receiver group. And just to go over it real quick, Lions, Vikings, Eagles, Chargers, Patriots, Raiders, Bucks, Bears, and Colts are going to be the teams that you would say are teams in need of wide receivers. So going into that, the top wide receiver, obviously in free agency, is going to be Davante Adams. What do you have going with him?
Like I said, you know what you're getting out of Devontae Adams. Probably one of the best route runners in the league. Definitely, if you got him, you're just going to be getting a very, very solid pickup. But I am curious to see if he does leave, how does he play? Not being matched up with a quarterback of Aaron Rodgers' statue, which he isn't too much of a good quarterback in my opinion. But that'd be quite interesting to see. Out of those teams on that list there, honestly a good fit, I feel like he can go to because they need a stud wide receiver for their rookie quarterback. I'm going to say Pats for him. Get them a solidified number one receiver, which they haven't had in years. So that would be a crazy pickup for them, though.
Yeah, I like that. I think wide receivers that are good route runners got the good basics down. I think Davante Adams is kind of overlooked for the fact that he does the technical stuff very well.
Yes, very.
So yeah, the Patriots would be he would be a really good fit. He's obviously going to get the biggest contract out of all these wide receivers. I don't see him being, Lions, Bears, Colt. I don't see him being any of those. I think he's going to go a little bit higher. Honestly, if I were him, I think I'd go Vikings. You get to play in a dome, and you got two other guys that are right there beside you that are doing the same, doing really good stuff. And
go play for a rival.
Yeah. That's true, but I think that'll match him up very well. He's going to have the money guaranteed to him anyway, so you might as well go to a team that's some may say a quarterback away and have two studs right beside you, and you can get a lot more targets than you can when you're the only receiver on the field.
Yeah, or he could go another good list on that team. Out of those teams we got listed, probably the Eagles and Chargers.
Chargers are going to be probably the number two for me, if I had to say, especially since Mike Williams is also a free agent. If he were to leave, I think he could step in with Keenan Allen and do some good stuff.
Yeah, that'd be freaking nice. That'd be, oh my God, one of the two premier route runners in the league on the same team. Yeah, that should be crazy.
Yeah, and Herbert would have a lot of fun with that.
For sure.
Yeah, no Lions. I would like the Vikings. Eagles would be good, but Chargers would be better. I might side with you. I think the Patriots are probably the best situation for him going forward.
Yep.
I don't think the Raiders attract anybody.
No. Not at all, buddy.
The Bucks don't have enough money because they still have to pay Tom Brady, and then the Bears and the Colts, whoever. So we're gonna move on to the next one. Probably the second biggest one is going to be Chris Godwin out of Tampa Bay. So does he stay or does he go?
If I'm Godwin, honestly, I'm gonna be really waiting to see what happens over this offseason. Like, if they're going to get a top tier quarterback. Because I mean, if they do, bro, stay. I mean, they can get like I know there's a lot of names swirling out there. You got what you got, my boy Russ, they're talking about him, and you got my boy what's his name? Deshaun. So I mean, if you get one of those two like that, I'm like, okay, yeah, I might want to stay here, set up in a good situation. Him and Mike Evans kind of dominate that snap share there. So yeah, I'll probably stay.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest question mark out of all of them, if they're going to stay or go. Again, he may very well go and leave. For some reason with Chris Godwin, there's always those couple of guys that you think are really good, like, and they've got to sign like a big contract with a good team, then they end up going to another team, and
yes,
they don't end up doing that much. I kind of see him doing that. I don't know why. I could see him, signing like a Bears deal for a little bit more money, and he's playing in the cold. He doesn't do as good. I don't know. His future relies on who he signs with, and if I were him, I would stay with the Bucks. But I could see him being one of those guys that jumps ship and goes to like a.
Yeah, and let's not forget. I mean, as we're looking at PFF right now, I mean, he's probably, since coming in, this man's been graded, very, very highly since he's came in. So
yeah, and he's fairly young for what he's been doing to him. He's only 26, so
yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, he was the number one snap. Okay, yeah, I got you.
Number one rated receiver back in, what was that, 2019? If I'm not mistaken, graded. So yeah, let me check that real quick because I saw that. I was like, wait, what?
I think that's
2019. He was the greatest.
Is that just snaps? Snap.
Yeah, that was snaps. Actually, I'm sorry.
Well, that's percentage off a snap, so he still might have been the best.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he was.
Okay. Yeah.
He was first out of 122. So.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I don't know, but you bring up PFF. Yeah, we recently made the investment in Pro Football Focus. So.
Yeah, so you see these stats here.
And they actually don't do this a lot for these wide receivers, and they actually did say he would be an established elite wideout in a team like Arizona or Washington. Arizona, maybe. He's not going to Washington.
No.
Arizona, I think he'd fit in good, but you got Arizona. Arizona would have to commit to signing a big guy and getting rid of all these like mid-level wide receivers that they have. Yeah. That are under Christian Kirk. Yeah, he would be good there. That would be a decent fit.
Yeah, I can see that because
I could see it. Yeah,
him and DeAndre Hopkins, that'd be a nice little comparing right there for sure.
So going on from him, like we mentioned earlier, Mike Williams is going to be a free agent this year. With the Chargers, so I think there's going to be a good amount of teams that are looking at him because of his red zone threat. I think most of these teams don't have that defined red zone threat, except for the Bucks and the Vikings. All the other ones, they don't have very many red zone threats, and Mike Williams would appeal to a lot of those guys. Is there somebody that stands out to you for that?
Out of those teams there, it'd be nice, if, let's say, Godwin left and he stepped back into his role at Tampa. Imagine having Mike Williams and Mike Evans on the outside, bro.
That would be tough.
Yeah, that'd be freaking deadly, man. You got a good quarterback that can get the ball to them too. Oh man.
That's the
That'd be
depender,
wild.
though. I think the Bucks have to make a move quick if they're going to sign any offensive player.
Yeah,
They've
for
got to go
sure.
ahead and get a quarterback. I don't. I think I see. I see Colts from Mike Williams. I think a lot of people are just kind of throwing the Colts over the other side uh,
Yeah.
when it comes to these free agencies. But you look at their depth chart, and it's I mean it's really good on the offensive side. If Carson Wentz can show up, they've got Jonathan Taylor, Michael Pittman Jr., Paris Campbell, Jack Doyle. Those are guys that they're not huge names, but they're always going to be there. And Jonathan Taylor emerged as one of the great running backs of the year. So
Yeah.
they're going to have to look for him running a lot more than they're going to be driving back in coverage on Carson Wentz. And I think Mike Williams can go make a name for himself in Indianapolis. That's the big thing.
Yeah, man. And that's like I said, it's just depending on him. Like I know I wouldn't go to no Indianapolis if they don't got that quarterback situation. Figure it
Yeah.
out. Like what the freak? Want to know Indy?
Yeah. But like I was hinting at earlier about you can have a guy that you think is going to re-sign or go to a good team, then he signs with some random team. I mean, I think the NFL is probably the hardest leagues to predict their free agencies. It's tough because
money talks.
Yeah, they would just sign with somebody random.
Yeah.
I think Mike Williams would fit in a Colts vibe. He didn't get a ton of press in San Diego. I don't think he would want to go to a Chicago,
literally
New England,
all
Las Vegas.
his snaps, man, that where he lines up from is completely just outside, So, like I say, he's one of those just jump ball players, man.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Big play guy. So, yes, sir.
Allen Robinson was going to come up next. If I don't know,
man, honestly, I am getting the heck out of Chicago. They completely taking this man out of the freaking game plan they had. Like, because we remember this guy a year or two ago. This dude was a stud.
Yeah,
it's like last year they took him out of the freaking game plan, bro. I was like, that was just sad to watch, bro. He was literally like last year. I know he may have got targeted only like 69 times. So I was like, what?
Yeah,
come on, man.
Yeah, I would go ahead and get out of there. Out of these teams,
he'll thrive on any of them. I mean, really, he can go to I see Eagles being a good fit. Patriots. Heck, even if you want to, if you don't want to win anything, go to the Raiders.
Yeah, I think he could be I mean, at some point, the Raiders are going to have to go ahead and sign a wide receiver. I mean, it's funny you mentioned that because I was going to say I think the Raiders are probably going to be the team he ends up on because they're not going to make it with Hunter Renfrow if they're going to start paying Derek Carr $40 million a year. So,
and also they can't throw the ball to Darren Waller 500 times a game. They need
exactly. So I mean, I think obviously Allen Robinson is a good wide receiver, but you kind of got to take your pick. If you're going to pay a quarterback that much, you've got to go ahead and not take the top wide receiver out of the class, but get a guy that can do what you want to do. And that's I think that's probably the best place for him to be if he wants to win, but also get paid what he's worth.
Yeah, because last year, dude was literally graded the 5th highest receiver last year, and then and then this year he's rated the 66 best receiver out of the league. Like that's obviously something's going on in the game plan. Like they took my man out the game plan. So
yeah,
that's a pretty tremendous drop off from 5th to 66. Like whoa.
And 5th with not great quarterbacks is pretty good too. So
yeah.
Who knows when he gets with a top 15 quarterback, what he would do. Exactly. So the next guy we're going to bring up, who knows? The teams in need might not even matter with this guy because you don't know where he's going to go. Odell Beckham Jr., I mean, it's a 1 in 32. Well, it's a 1 in 31 shot where he's going to go. because he's not going to Cleveland. Where do you think he might end up?
I mean, first he's got to. Get this knee back right. I know he tore the ACL in the same exact knee. But yeah, man, that's kind of tough though. Like, if you one of these teams, I mean, like I said, the deal is going to get probably very, very bare minimum. I mean, on this list here, I mean, hey, I could see him with the Pats. Going to that Bill Belichick style of things because he's not be asked to do too much. He's getting a little bit up there in age, but he still's got a little step to him, in my opinion. But it's all depends on how his knee comes back, man. If he comes back to surgery, don't really know.
Yeah, you're right.
Damn ACL on the same damn knee, like
yeah,
that's gonna be
can't even be on him.
Exactly.
I think it's tough. I don't know if he signs one of these KD deals where he just goes ahead and sits out for a year and then he comes in and plays another year, or if he, I don't know. Maybe if he had since he already tore that one, maybe the rehab is going to be quicker. I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
So I mean, assuming he can be back, what would 6 months from a Super Bowl be?
Man, that's going to be
March, April,
6
May,
months.
June, July. I mean, a 6-month recovery would put him back at limited practice in July. So you could say he might be back week 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Roughly.
It's just one of those signings where
yeah.
I mean, it's just one of those signs where you know what you're getting. It's a high risk, high upside type of situation here.
Yeah, I mean, I think the work he put in the playoffs with the Rams,
yes,
kind of proved that he's worth a little bit more than people are giving him credit for. But I mean, you're right. But I mean, tearing the same one twice. I mean, I don't know the science. Either it's going to be easier or harder. So I'm sure they're going to take that into consideration. But if he can get a 2-year contract and sit out a little bit longer the first year with the team, I think he's just going to go ahead and take it. I don't think it really matters who it is. If we think he can get back by week 4 or 5, if a team's willing to say you're not going to come back till week 9, and then another year of a contract, I think that's probably who he's just going to sign with if they got a decent quarterback.
Yeah,
I don't think he's going to pick and choose too hard if he gets a sweetheart deal like that.
Exactly, bro. Like I said, man, if he, which I know with tearing your ACL, aka Thomas Davis. So like when you tear your ACL, like he tore his ACL almost 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
I feel like the more you tear your ACL, the quicker you're going to possibly get. Because I don't know if you heard about the weird science towards it's like, because they're taking parts from other parts of your body and basically like putting it to where your knee is. It's like,
yes, that's, I mean, like you said, to get a little scientific on it. It depends on how bad the tear is and what the muscles are around it. Some doctors will take your a sliver of your hamstring and make that your ACL, and some people will take your patella tendon and make that your hamstring or make that at your ACL.
Yep.
The only problem with that type of stuff is that if they've already surgically changed it to another part of the body that's stronger than the ACL, and then you tore it on non-contact.
Yeah.
It has to be surgically related. So I don't know how that relates to you going forward, because they're supposed to be stronger than they were before. And he was just running and it fell out. So I don't know.
Yeah, that was pretty sad to watch. For like literally, dude was running and just like somebody just said, "Boop." I was like, "Damn."
Yep, took that thing right out of him.
And I already knew what happened when he fell. So I was like, "Man."
Oh yeah, that was gone. That was terrible. I think he was about to do some big stuff that game. Might be MVP. Who knows?
Yeah, over 100 yards. Easy.
Oh yeah, easily. But to move on from OBJ, because I'm sure we're going to hear a lot about him throughout the free agency. So just real quick, I got 3 ones I wanted to go through really quick. Michael Gallup, does he re-sign with the Cowboys or does he go somewhere else?
From the Cowboys, I re-sign him because I need to just cut Amari Cooper, just ride with Michael Gallup and CD Lamb.
Yeah,
Save some money.
that's a good one. Yeah, I would do what I can to keep him if I can get rid of Amari Cooper,
Yeah.
and save some money. Uh, Juju, Juju Smith-Schuster? What do you think he does? Stays with Pittsburgh or leaves?
Juju, honestly, like we've seen, because we all thought when AB left, he was going to be the man, and we see Juju cannot handle being the number one. So, with that being said, if I was Juju, I mean, he set up in a pretty good situation where he is now. He really should have went to the Chiefs last year when he had the chance.
Yeah, he should
I was
have.
him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he really should have.
Hey, really, he would have thrived in that offense. I felt like for sure.
Yeah, I think he would be better in that number 2 style. Like if the Bucks lost Chris Godwin, I think that would be a good fit.
Yep.
Maybe Chargers if they didn't sign anybody, just lost Mike Williams and it was just Keenan Allen there. He might work good there. If he could take the ego punch and be the number 3 wide receiver, I think the Vikings could really use him in the slot.
Yeah. Oh my God. Because I know Thielen, he's starting to get a little injury prone.
He's getting a little injury prone. They don't really use him as much in the actual slot anymore. I think if they could have a guy like Juju that they didn't spend too much money on, and he knew he was going to rack up some stats, like a short-term contract, like maybe like a 2-year contract.
Yeah.
He shows out for a couple years and then can go sign somewhere else. I think the Vikings could benefit pretty good from him. But we'll jump on into the last wide receiver really quick.
Yeah.
Does AB play again, and for who?
I mean, honestly, I feel like he could play again. It's gonna come down to one of those things. I mean, he's got the talent. Just like what team is going to want to deal with his madness, though? Like that's really all there's to it. He's got the talent. Like, dude, probably could have easily went over possibly 1,000 yards this year. I felt like with Godwin getting hurt, it was been him and Mike Evans. Like, dude, probably would have went over 1,000 yards receiving. Like, no lie.
Yeah, I mean, AB's another one of those guys. You got to throw those team needs out the window. He's just gonna take whatever he wants. Like if somebody offers him a contract and that day he agrees with it, then that's what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to put a team on him. If a team signs him, that's the crazy thing. They may not. There may not be a team that signs him.
It is crazy. This year he had a grade this year of a 87. Like, come on, bro. Like, imagine he played the whole entire year.
Yeah.
Oh man, dude would have just went completely nuts. It's crazy.
That is true.
Yeah. Finished with 545 receiving yards. Dude would have easily had 1,000, and that's not even no question. But he just can't act right. I don't get the fuck is wrong with him. But yeah, anyways.
Yeah. I mean, you got it right. You got some other positions to jump into. Do you want to go ahead and do running backs really quick since we're talking about the Bucks?
Running backs, yeah, we can.
Okay, that's fine. So when you talk about the running backs, really the teams that would say they have a need for a running back would be the Bucks because they are losing both of their running backs. The Dolphins and the Falcons.
Yeah.
And it's not really a great class. I think there's a couple hidden people in here that are going to end up being some pretty solid running backs. To start off with, the Cordero Patterson is going to get signed to be a lead wide receiver or a lead running back. Sorry.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be a gadget. Fucking best Swiss Army knife I've seen in a while since maybe Percy Harvin. So he's about to get paid for sure. What he did this year was pretty crazy.
Yeah,
honestly,
it was. And I think, I mean, obviously they're not on this list because they have Damon Harris, but I think in a Bill Belichick Patriots offense, I think he fits in really, really good
Hmm.
because he can do multiple things, and he can because there's no telling how many plays Bill Belichick has for a guy that can do wide receiver and running back and can
Yeah.
switch between and do anything
Right.
you ask of him. I
Dude was
think he
literally
can
rated
fit through there.
because dude was literally rated the 5th best running back this year, which is crazy.
Yeah,
It's like out of a gadget guy.
that
It's
is
wild.
very true. I don't know. I think he fits in like that, like with a coach that can appreciate him is going to be.
Shit, you know where he will fit in nice? I just thought about it. It said off the top of my head.
What's that?
Tell him to go to the Rams, bro. Imagine Sean McVay
wow.
using his ass, bro. Oh my god.
Man, yeah, he would be good. I mean,
That'd be deadly. Akers and him.
you'd have to do the wishbone a lot, but you're not wrong. I think so. I mean, Damon Harris did pretty good this year for
Third
Patriots.
highest rated
Yeah,
running
third
back.
hard. Yeah,
But he had a lot of that's his problem this year. He had so many fumbles. So many fumbles. So many. That's why I mean, I don't think he got the much snaps that he possibly could have this year because of the fumbles.
yeah.
I swear, Bill
specific.
Belichick, he don't play.
He
Your ass
doesn't
fumble.
play. No. Mm.
Your ass going down.
Yep. I can see that. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't think there's many coaches that are going to be creative enough to be appealing to
Yeah.
Cordell Patterson than Bill Belichick.
I would say the 49ers, but they got too many running backs over there.
Oh, yeah. If I was a running back, wide receiver, I wouldn't go anywhere near the 49ers. You already got a wide receiver that is getting used as a running back, so
yeah. And you got too many. You got Mostert, you got Hastings, so many people over
if
there.
they'd make a decision, I think they could get better signings, but for right now, they're not going to do that.
Mm-mm.
Like I said, also too, the Bucks are a team in need because they don't have any running backs signed really right now. Leonard Fournette is, I don't know. It depends on who you ask. He might be the second biggest running back that's out there right now.
I say he signed. I think he signed it back with him. I mean, honestly,
I think he would. I think he would.
Dude was killing.
Yeah, I think he fits the scheme.
Yeah,
and the way that he had started out, if he can get to the Bucks and he kind of fits in, I think he's just going to stick with it. So I wouldn't venture out too far if I was him.
Nah.
The big question, I mean, I think based on the last 5 or 6 weeks of the season, is going to be James Conner is a free agent this year. And, you know, when he was coming out of the Steelers, he was doing really good and nobody wanted him. And then Arizona picked him up on a sweetheart deal. And the last 6 weeks of the year, I mean, I'm pretty sure he was the top 5 running back in fantasy.
Yeah, he was.
I mean, he was going crazy at the end of the year. So, I mean, I don't know what else he has to do to be a RB1, but
stay healthy. That's all you got to do.
Mean, that's what he's been doing. I mean, since he was in Arizona, he was healthy.
He missed a lot of games this year. That's just
yeah, you're right.
That's just really big holdback for him. I mean, he's a good running back, but the injuries though.
You know. Well, the thing that I was going to get at with that is that he signed with Arizona, and then Arizona signed a pass catching running back with Kyler Murray.
Yeah,
I think if James Conner would have signed with anybody else, he probably would have been in a better shape because they wouldn't have been running Kyler Murray around and making James Conner pass block.
Facts, because I'm about to say I don't think that was a good pairing anyway.
No.
Him and Edmonds and Murray, or and then Murray with King and Drake, like you need that true bell cow back, in my opinion. That's what Connor is. I just look at Edmonds and Drake as like a scat back, you know.
Yeah. I mean, but if I was James Conner and you're getting a little bit up there in age, he's not old, but maybe for running back, he's getting there. I would sign with the Dolphins. I mean, go ahead. They may draft a guy that has to develop for a year or two, but you're going to have a job. The running backs coming out of college right now, they're not what he is. I mean, if you hand him the ball, he's going to get you 4 or 5.
Yeah, true.
That's just what it is. So, but moving on, Chase Edmonds. I mean, who does he sign with? He's going to be a second string running back, but where does he fit in with a quarterback that needs a pass catcher out of the backfield?
That's what I'm saying. Like, jeez. Like I was thinking one place, like it's like almost a similar setup. You can have your bell cow back and then a scat back, like maybe in Baltimore. You know, with him.
That's good. Yeah.
I mean, I really can't see too many other places he fits in at, man. Really. Hell, maybe. Shit, yeah, that's a good one to him. And like I said, he's just one of those hybrid scat bats, man. So it's like,
you're right. Yeah, that's actually a really good one. If they can stay healthy, if he can be healthy, and then J.K. can be healthy, I think that's actually a really good pairing.
Yeah, like imagine, like I mean, that'd be perfect for Lamar, man. You know,
yeah,
in the passing game. So
yeah, it just sets up Lamar for runs whenever they have Chase in there.
Yep,
because I think it's going to be a pass. Melvin Gordon, I threw him in here. I think he's going to be a decent backup to somebody.
Yeah.
I don't know who signs him. I mean, he might get cut and nobody picks him up in free agency. Who knows? And the NFL will do stuff like that to you.
Yeah. Because honestly, Javonte Williams, that dude's about to be a freaking monster. Like he's seriously probably gonna. I mean, I foresee him being the number one back. I mean, lead back for next year for him.
Yeah, I tried to trade for him, but I couldn't get him.
Yeah, I'm about to say, man, I didn't know he went to Wallace Rose Hill either, bro.
Yeah, we used to be in their conference. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Jesus, Rip trying to tackle that man.
Yeah, he used to kill it. Yeah, he went to Wallace and went to Carolina, and then going to be that guy. But I don't know. I tried to trade for him in my Dynasty Fantasy League, and the guy that had him was smart and did not trade him to me. I think he's going to be really good. Melvin Gordon is going to have nothing to do with the Broncos.
No, not at all.
I don't know what he's going to do. He could retire for all I know. So
tell his ass to go to the Texans. Shit.
He could. Yeah. I mean, who knows? I mean, the Texans are so bad off, they might not even sign anybody. So, but he could be a decent backup. That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good few handful of teams. I mean, hell, he can go. He'd be another good fit in Baltimore. Him and J.K. running the rock, or maybe somewhere at a or Kansas City. You know, him and Clyde. So
yeah, I could see it. He could. Like the same thing we said, it's going to end up on him. Where he ends up is going to determine his fate. Because
I would have said the Bills, but Devin Singletary, he kind of started showing up last year, you know, to his own. I'm starting to wonder, like, they may actually just hold on to him, you know, and just ride with him. I would say Bills, you know, but
I think the Bills really need like the 1-2, like the pass catcher runner.
Yeah, I was like, man,
if they're kind of cutting into both too much to where they can't rely on getting like a guy that's only going to run the ball like Melvin Gordon.
Hey, you know, you're talking about right now, player wise, they need to get Christian McCaffrey. Like, seriously, that would be so freaking deadly. Josh Allen and
I couldn't imagine it.
That's another Cam Newton, and
you know, go ahead and give Cam Newton a shot.
Yeah, that is
a white Newton.
Yeah, exactly. A white Newton, white fig Newton. Shoot. Yeah, that's
gonna be
that.
interesting to see. And you put in Rashad Penny. So what do you got on him?
Yeah, like we can see that Rashad Penny we saw in that later half of the season. If he would have panned out like that for us when he came into the draft, like dude be getting top tier running back money right now. Like dude completely exploded. It's just injuries.
Yeah, I don't know the Seahawks team hatred towards running backs, but it just doesn't seem to work out when y'all get the guy that should work. It's weird. I don't know. You guys have got probably 3 or 4 guys on the roster that should be running back ones right now.
Yeah, we sure do, man. Like hell, Alice Collins, he can go be a number one for someone easily.
Hopefully, Chris Carson is the next year because
I think we need to go ahead and like if I'm seriously, Snyder and them, I'm like, bro, we're gonna have to. I don't know, we had to keep the tread on this guy. He's always getting hurt, man. Always
say that. He's supposed to be my RB2 for my dynasty league. So
you
might go ahead and say that he's going to do good.
You may want to trade his ass.
I traded for him.
Oh shit! Oh man,
I traded some stuff for him. Yeah,
we know that shit.
I like the dynasty ones because you can get trades in that affect you for a couple of years. I think that's pretty. Yeah. That's
going to affect you for your lifetime. His ass. Yes, sir.
You want to drop in on quarterbacks real quick, and then we'll close this out and save the rest for later.
Yeah, I mean we're gonna. I think we can end it on the quarterbacks here.
Because we'll have the edge, cornerback, safeties, interior. Yeah, we'll just have a defense. Well, yeah, let's rush through. Or let's go and do quarterbacks and tight ends, and then we'll do a defense episode next.
Yeah, we can do that for sure. But
right.
Yeah, I mean we got the quarterbacks. Last list up here is the quarterbacks and the tight ends. That's really it. Quarterback wise, Winston. If I'm him, I am easily going to stay in New Orleans. I don't know why he will leave. I mean, I feel like he was doing pretty decent till he got hurt. I mean, that was pretty unfortunate. He tore his ACL like that, but I think he got a pretty good setup there right now.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. I mean, based on the teams in need that I had researched, it was saying Texans, Panthers, Falcons, Broncos, Washington, Saints, and Steelers. If there's any team that's going to be good enough to actually do something, it's going to be the Saints out of that list if they re-sign Jameis. So you're definitely right about that. I don't know why he would sign him with anybody else. He's been tossed around between there and the Bucks, and they haven't done anything. So make a name for yourself and go and do what it is.
I could see him in Washington too on that list. That'd be a good little pickup too.
I just don't think they're whoever their GM isn't that great.
For Washington,
yeah, because
they had like over 10 starting quarterbacks over the last years.
I mean, if you look at it, they don't have that team where you're like, yeah, they haven't been great for that long, but they've got these core guys that are doing stuff. They just don't have it. Like they just have a team that has been very bad for a long time. And they just keep signing free agents over and over again.
Yeah.
And
the peak of Washington was when RG3 was the quarterback.
Yeah, right.
Oh man, that was sad to see that shit happen to him though.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
But now the next quarterback I see on the list here, my man Teddy. I'm like, man, I just feel so bad for this man. It's like he's just getting bounced around, man, like a daggone prostitute out here.
Yeah.
But I mean, he could easily fit into that role and maybe possibly like Washington in a very easy division, or maybe with the Saints again. Could try to have another stunt with them, or possibly the Steelers. Switch it up on you. Look, the Steelers. Yeah, the Steelers action.
He's been jumping from team that is about to lose quarterback to a team that's about to lose quarterback over and over again, and then he ended up with the Broncos. So
yeah,
he didn't end up in the best situation no matter what it is. I think his best scenario is he takes the loss on his career. He had something happen to him that apparently has never happened to an NFL player in their life.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, they had players throwing up on the field and all that stuff. Just, you know what? You played football again? That's great. Just sign a backup deal.
Yeah.
With a very good team, and maybe you win a ring. That's his best bet. That's what I would do if I was him. He can walk, which is crazy for apparently what happened to him. Just sign a deal as a backup, take in the money, maybe get some rings, win a division, whatever you got to do. That's what, if I'm Teddy Bridgewater, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, that backup role, man. That's what it's really falling into. Like, seriously. I hate to say it, but my man, like, he's just had too many stunts for me, man.
Yeah, he's been trusted as a starter too many times to keep being a starter. So just if I don't try to sign with a team and then where they think you're going to be a starter and then they cut you, and get your money. Go to a team where they know you're the backup, so then your money's guaranteed. That's what you got to do.
Hey, I like it.
That's exactly it. I mean,
this feels so bad for him, man. Like I said,
I do too.
But it's like, hey, that's just the league, man. Cam Newton, he's going to have to learn. That's his role coming up here shortly.
I would like to see the video, though. I'm not going to lie to you, Jordan.
Jesus.
Not going to lie to you. There is video of it. They just won't release it, which is upsetting.
Jesus. Last quarterback here.
All right.
Got my boy. This here's a sleeper. A lot of people have been talking about my boy, man. My boy Mitch Trubisky and this bitch. Man.
Who's going to sign him? Yeah.
Man, I swear, man, I feel like he's going to be, like, honestly, I just felt like he was in such a bad situation in Chicago, man. I just don't know why. I just got this feeling like he's going to be he'll be something like he'll come out here and go crazy this year, man. I don't know.
I don't know. I agree with you. I think him being in a bad situation in Chicago and then him jumping ship to an amazing scenario in Buffalo was kind of stupid because you're not going to play over Josh Allen, and Josh Allen hasn't gotten hurt in 2 years. So why would you do that? You're not going to ever prove yourself. As far as a team taking a chance on him, I mean, he's going to just end up in the same backup role again and hope somebody gets hurt. I mean, if I were him, I'd just stay in Buffalo. I mean, just the same thing we're just saying about Teddy Bridgewater. If Buffalo likes you, Josh Allen likes you, and the coaching staff likes you, just stay there, take the money, and you
that's
might
what
get
I was saying
at the end of it. So
that's what I'm saying, though. Like, out of those teams, like Washington and the Steelers, I mean, who is competing? He's competing against freaking Taylor Heineke. Taylor Heineke. No Fitzpatrick's a free agent, and with Pittsburgh, he's competing with Dwayne Haskins and Mason Rudolph. Like, he can be a starter on either two of those teams.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I wouldn't want to be a starter on a team that bad and then get blamed for everything and then cut in 4 weeks because I signed that contract. If I was going to make it worthwhile, I would say, hey, Buffalo, sign me for 2 years and $7 million. I'll make $7 million and sit on the bench because Josh Allen's never going to get hurt. And then maybe I pick up a ring in 2 years. If I'm Mitch, I mean, why would you want to go play for your money? Sit on the bench and your quarterback likes you.
That man want my man to play for that ring.
Yeah, play for it. I mean, you're forever a Super Bowl champion. You're not always a starting quarterback.
It's true.
Yep. So we're gonna hit on really quick the tight ends.
Yeah.
The tight ends in the league not great. They haven't been great for years, and it's not going to get any better. But the teams that need a tight end is going to be the Jaguars, the Texans, Jets, Giants, Chargers, Saints, Cowboys, Titans, Bucks, Packers, Colts, and Rams.
Okay.
And I don't know. I mean, as much as tight ends are almost not a threat in the NFL anymore, besides the top five, I think this tight end class is
Pretty
they're
weak.
pretty good. It's pretty deep to be a league where you can't really trust a starting tight end to do anything.
I mean, honestly, if I like just to jump into this list real quick, like the one, I mean, we got, like I said, we got Gesicki, Schultz, Gronkowski, Njoku, and Ingram, Evan Ingram. Honestly, the one that intrigues me the most, because I know he has so much damn upside. He was just stuck in the worst possible place for a tight end because of their offense. But my man, David Njoku.
Oof.
I hate to say it because, like, in Cleveland, I mean, when they signed Austin Hooper, I was like, what are y'all doing? You have David Njoku, a
Yeah, you're right.
specimen of a tight end. What is going on?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think he's just a breakout waiting to happen, in my opinion.
I'd say so. Yeah. I mean, whenever he came out of college, I thought he was going to be, one of the greats. Just 'cause he's got that build.
Yeah, dude's built like a tank.
Yeah, to say the least. But I don't know. I mean, you're going to talk about Njoku. If I were him, I would just, if there's a team that literally just doesn't have a tight end that's worth anything, just sign with him. Sign with him on a 2-year deal, and you're going to end up with a big contract in a couple of years.
Yeah.
And then you can live off that. If I was him, that's what I would do. I mean, who cares what the team is? If the Jags don't have a tight end, sign with them. Trevor
I mean,
Lawrence could be a 3-year quarterback by then. So,
and on this list, I can see it. Oh man, it like on this list here, I can see him with like 3 teams here: Chargers, Titans, or even the freaking Packers. If Aaron Rodgers stays out, oh man, that would be so. I can just see the jump balls and the back shoulder fade from Herbert to him,
Yeah.
or that would be pretty lit.
I mean, he did end up in a bad situation, obviously.
Yes.
He should have ended up in a situation where a coach knows how to use a large person to catch footballs.
That was a large person.
I mean, the Browns just have no idea what they're going to do. They just were like, we've got a guy from Oklahoma that can throw a football and star in State Farm commercials, and he's going to throw the ball. So wherever y'all end up is on you. Yeah, he was in a bad situation there. I think if he ends up anywhere else, he's going to be really, really good.
Yes. I got a bold prediction here. He's going to be a top fantasy tight end this year. That's just a bold prediction from Jordan Collins.
That's a bold prediction. It's a very bold one, but I mean, even to say the least, I think he can be a very good tight end too in fantasy. And if he ends up somewhere that knows how to use them, it'd be very easy.
For sure, man. Like I said, he's just a breakout waiting to happen, man.
Yeah.
Just like my boy, the other person on the list, Gesicki, just a play waiting to happen.
Yeah. But I think he's going to be worth a lot of money by the end of these contract deals.
Who's that?
Gesicki.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Who do you think? Do you think he goes and signs with a contender, or do you think he signs with a lower team?
I mean, I feel like he should go sign definitely with a contender, man. I was just thinking because he's so freaking athletic, Man, imagine putting him on the Cowboys, man. Just replacing Schultz with that guy, with Dak, and maybe put him on the Rams. Him and Higbee. Oh man, but that'd be overspending though. I mean, you're paying
have everything, but
yeah, overpaying like hell. But
yeah. And I think
probably the Chargers on this list, honestly, would be a really good fit for him or Herbert. That'd be fucking pretty crazy.
I think so. Yeah, I would go Chargers, Saints, one of the two. I mean, the Saints have always somehow created the most of their tight ends, and then they leave for more money, and then never be anything ever again.
Jimmy
So,
Graham.
yeah. So I don't know. It's tough. Um, but yeah, I would go Chargers. Mm, yeah, you can't sign with the Rams because he wants money.
Yeah.
Um,
I was just throwing it out there. I was like, it was just like, imagine Sean McVay with his offensive mindset with two freaking.
you know what? I mean, if I was him and I was going to get 4 years, $53 million or something like that
Yeah.
as a tight end, I would sign with the Jaguars. Screw it. Who cares?
Yeah.
If they're going to offer you that money up front, take it, and then whatever happens, happens. The worst you can do is lose.
Yeah. You done made
You
your
know?
cheddar, man. So you get.
Yep, you made your money. You're going to retire. Sign with the Jags and see what happens.
Facts.
Might as well.
That man said, fuck it.
Yeah, I mean, who cares? If you're a tight end that, you know,
Asking for that much money.
yeah,
Like,
40% of NFL fans don't know who you are,
yeah.
and somebody's going to give you that much money to go play in Jacksonville with no state income tax, do it. I mean, literally do it. Who cares?
Yeah, bro. Like, cause I'm like, man, I was looking at that projected contract. I'm like, who in the fuck in their right mind is gonna pay this man this much money? But I mean, hey, we'll see. But like I said, if I was him, like I said, go ahead and get that big contract, man, and just go ahead and peace
Ride
out.
it out. Yep.
Just chill.
Dalton Schultz, though, I think the Cowboys are just going to resign him. I don't think he's going to go any further.
Yeah.
I think he's in that little pocket that you can't breathe type thing.
I mean, honestly, well, I mean, Gesicki, I mean, he has really good stats though from once he came to the league, though.
No, you can say he does. I just don't think that the teams that are on that list are willing to pay money
not that
to
much.
get a tight end that is a pass catcher, not a blocker.
Yeah, only the Jaguars will.
That's what I'm saying. I think the Jaguars will sign him for whatever he wants, and he can just hang out.
Yeah,
for 4 years.
4 years, 53 mil. I'll take that any day. Shit.
I would take any day to do anything. All right, so the last one, really quick. Does Gronk play football again? And if he does, who is it for?
Hey, I was seeing in the news, man. My man said he wanted to play for the Bengals, man. That'd be a pretty interesting setup because that'd be pretty lit for. That'd be good for Burrow. They'll provide a lot of good blocking support on that line. But I don't know. I don't know if we got to see what's going to happen with Azama too. I know he's a free agent.
That's what I was going to say too, and that team needs and all that stuff. The Bengals didn't come up for tight end, and Azama is a free agent this year. So do you think he's just an automatic re-sign to the Bengals, or do you think he could go somewhere else?
I mean, he's one of them guys. I mean, if I was him, I would stay. Just depending on how the money looking. I mean, some teams are going to find, they're going to offer probably some decent money, man. Team in need of a tight end, but I mean, I think he's set up fine where he's at. So that's my opinion. I would stay. I was Azama, depending on how that deal looking. Because, like you said, if I get offered to go play for the Jags, maybe like $30 million from Azama, contract for $30 million. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna peace out. Bengals, I'm going over here.
Yeah,
it's like he probably won't make that with the Bengals at all, man. To be honest with you.
Oh no,
because they got so many
problems somewhere else that you can't do that.
Yeah, because Chase, Burrow's about to get freaking paid. Chase gonna get paid.
Yeah,
and Higgins. So yeah.
Yep. You're a tight end that end up being good at the right time. They don't care about you once you get going.
No. It's the league, man. It's the business. It's all it is.
Business. You got that right. That was pretty. Yeah. So we got through the offensive free agents. We're gonna go through the defensive free agents next week. Like I said, we're gonna go at it on Thursday nights, release on Friday.
Yeah.
What else you got, Jordan?
That's really it there, guys. It was a pretty good episode here. Maybe we'll have some special guests on next week. Get the boys back. I know as y'all can see, the episode here was very calm today. Very calm, no
They're
craziness.
suspended is what ended up happening.
But yeah, hey, I can't wait to get in this defensive section categories though. It's going to be some really good topics to get in there for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So we're gonna make a bunch of clips out of this episode on Instagram. If you guys think of something you want us to ask the crowd that we bring on with us every once in a while, aka AJ, just put it in the comments. Just ask us a question, whatever you want us to talk about with the defense. Obviously, you know who the offensive picks are. I don't know. Just let us know. It's Chill V Podcast at Instagram and Chill Vibes Sports Pod at gmail.com if you have any email recommendations.
Yep, my boy Pate said it right. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get this episode uploaded for you boys and gals. Right after this. Yeah,
Yep.
right after we hit this record button here.
Yeah, exactly. And like we said, we're gonna start doing record Thursday, release Friday. That's gonna be the schedule from now on until we get into the NFL season. That probably is not gonna work anymore. But
yeah, because we're gonna definitely come up with a we're gonna have a lot of content for sure because we're gonna really get deep into fantasy too, fantasy football.
yeah,
that's gonna be kind of what kind of pulls us over after the draft. Get deep into that for sure.
yeah. So just rely. We're gonna do Friday releases until the NFL season starts, and then we're gonna figure something out because releasing episodes after a game's already happened is not gonna be that great. So we'll do something. It's gonna work out, and we promise it's gonna be some good stuff. I mean, me and Jordan were sitting here doing notes for an hour today, so
yeah.
I hope y'all like what we had. That's only half of it, and then next week we're gonna get into another one. It's gonna be a Friday release. So thank y'all so much for listening. Like I said, Instagram Chill V Podcast, email Chill Vibes Sports Pod at gmail.com. What you got, Jordan?
That's it, boys. I want to thank y'all for listening and peace out.